What's up everybody, welcome to this video. This video is one of 6 videos where I'm providing a training program to increase your jump height within 6 weeks. So all of the videos include the warm-up, a main part, and the cooldown. The warm-up and the cooldown from every training session stays the same, but the main part changes after every week. That is why we have 6 videos in total, and you basically have to do all of them, because otherwise I can't guarantee that you have an increased jump height after the 6 weeks. So you can do this basically while I'm doing it. I'm going to do it in real time. I'm going to explain a lot while I'm doing this, so hopefully everybody understands everything. If you don't understand something, then please let me know in the comments below and I'm glad to answer it. So let's get right into it. What is special about this training program? Everybody can do it everywhere, basically at home. You don't have to have a lot of things. You basically only have to have some space. You have something, you have to have something where you can jump over, so a plastic bottle is enough. And everybody should be able to do it. Here is the first really important thing that you keep in mind. If the training is too intense, then don't decrease the amount of jumps that you are doing every session, but increase the amount of time between the different jumps. So this is really important. Let me tell you why. This training program is scientifically based. So I read tons of scientific papers about intensity, about what kind of training, the duration between the specific jumps, etc, etc. So I read tons of scientific papers to build this training program to increase the jump height, and that's why you should not change the amount of jumps, because they are really thought of, and it is really important that you keep them. So another disclaimer, there are so-called non-responders. So basically what this is that if you are doing the specific training, scientific papers can't cover the whole population. So basically, if you are a non-responder, then the training program isn't going to have any influence on you. But it can happen, or it is scientifically proven, that non-responders can become responders if the intensity gets increased. So if this doesn't work, if you check your jump height regularly, so once every week, at least once every week, or maybe at each training day throughout the week, and you don't have any progress, then you maybe just have to make it a little bit more intense. So just decrease the amount of time between the specific, or between the jumps. So another 2 important things that I have to mention before we start. First of all, it is really important that we avoid injuries. So first, choose the right shoes. Don't do it without shoes. You must not slip. Don't do it outside when it's raining or when the floor is wet. And if you feel any pain during the training or after the training in your joints, slight muscle pain is sometimes okay, but if you feel pain, then stop the training. This is really important because you want to avoid injuries. And last thing before we start, after the warm-up, if you don't feel ready to perform, if you don't feel 100% warmed up, then do some other things that you feel comfortable in, and you think that you are ready to perform 100%, and do full-on jumps after the warm-up. So this is really important that you are really warmed up after the warm-up, because we are going to do full jumps. So that's it. Let's get right into the training and start with the warm-up. Let's go. So let's get into the warm-up, but before, we need something already prepared before the training. So you need 6 things where you can jump over. I'm going to use cones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also use plastic bottles. Don't use glass bottles, because if you jump on them, you're probably going to injure yourself. you're going to need something where you can jump over, and for the cooldown you are going to need a foam roll. Let's already prepare for the training. So you're going to take the 6 cones. You are going to place the first one just here, then you're going to do one step, place the next, and so on. So that's it, that's basically the setup for the whole training session. You don't need much more, and that is also the maximum amount of space that you are going to need for all 6 weeks. So let's get right into the warm-up. We are going to start with some slight ankle rotations. You can do it in the air, you can also do it on the ground, whatever you prefer. Just 20 times, rotated in any direction. Rotate it clockwise, counterclockwise, on the floor, not on the floor, for 20 seconds. That should be enough. And then you are going to do the same on the other side. Rotate it counterclockwise, on the floor, in the air, rotate it clockwise, on the floor, in the air. And yeah, that's it for the ankles. That should be around 20 rotations. Then we are going to do the same for the knees. So basically you are going to stand around hip wide, then you are going to rotate your knees from left to right 10-15 times. Then you are going to do the same in opposite direction, just to warm up your knees, because this is what we are going to need warm up the most. Your legs and your back. Okay, so next we are going to warm up our hips. We are going to rotate our hips outwards 10 times. You can do it without touching the floor, but I'm always touching the floor because I'm kind of feeling that my hips are, when I'm not touching the floor, I'm just doing this, they kind of get a little bit like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel well. So touch the floor, don't touch it as you want. Then we are going to do the same on the other side, out rotating your hips 10 times. Or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we are going to do the same thing, rotating your hip inwards. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the same on the left side. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then what we are going to do next, we are going to warm up our core a little bit. So just put your feet on the ground side by side, put your hands in front and rotate your body 20 times to the right and 20 times to the left. We are just going to do this together. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What you can also do is you can change your feet. I don't know if you can see it. You can change your feet. You can put them over each other, so your upper body gets a little bit more stretch. It is really important for this kind of warm-up that you are only doing short stretching, because if you're doing static stretching, this will decrease your muscle tonus. So 10. And now we are going to do the same thing on the other side. So I was talking about the muscle tonus. If you are decreasing your muscle tonus, then you aren't going to be able to perform as good as with an increased muscle tonus, because your muscles are basically not ready to contract the same way as if they have a bigger tonus. So same thing, cross your legs and do the same thing again 10 times. Left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are going to hold up body rotations. So just put your arms around here and rotate 8 times to the left, or 10 times to the left and 10 times to the right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And last thing before we get into movement preparation, you can search something where you can hold yourself on, but we are going to swing our legs forward and backward 10 times every side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing for the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, always swing it as high as possible, but without hurting yourself. 9, 10, and we are going to the same thing sideways. 1. This is where you maybe should search for a wall or something like that to hold on, but we can also do this without holding on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, same thing for the left leg. If you are falling to one side, just like I'm doing, stand still and re-get your balance, and then do the rest of the exercise. Two more. 1, 2. Okay, that's it. So now we are going to do some movement preparation. That is also some stretching, but also some strengthening. We are going to do with sidewards lunges. So you are going to pull your leg sideways up and doing a sideways lunge. We are going to do this 7 times in total. Then we are going to switch our side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now the same thing to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we are going to do the same thing frontwards. So front lunges after pulling our knee upwards. 1, 2. We are going to do 4 completely to the front, and then 3 a little bit sideways, so around 45 degrees to the side. 1, 2, and 3. If possible, do everything without your second leg touching the floor, but of course, if you lose your balance, then just calm down and re-get your balance, and then do it to the rest of the exercise. 2, 3, 4, and same thing, 3 a little bit sidewards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last thing before we are getting into the main part, we are going to go into the pyramidical push-up position, and then we are going to touch our toes 10 times each side. So that's how it looks. Getting into the pyramid, and then touch your toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's it for the warm-up. If you don't feel ready, pause the video right now and then restart it if you did some more exercises and you're ready to perform 100% jumps. Welcome to the training of the second week. Today we are going to do 4 different exercises, but before we start, if you don't feel 100% warmed up, then do some additional exercises until you are ready to perform 100% jumps. And if you haven't done the training for the first week, then click right here and you will find the video. So let's get right into it. You are going to need 2 cones or something just like this, 2 bottles or a 6-pack of bottles, just something that you can jump over sideways. That's everything that you are going to need for this for today's session. And of course, afterwards you are going to need a foam roll again to do the cool down. Let's get right into it. So like in week 1, I'm going to keep track of the time, so you just have to do all the exercises that I'm doing while I'm doing it. Again, if it's too exhausting for you, just extend the pause, and if it's not demanding enough, then decrease the pause time, but don't decrease or increase the amount of jumps that you are doing. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start the time to keep track of the pauses. So like in week 1, we are going to start with 2 times 14 jumps just out of the ankle, from left to right and backward. So let's get right into it. 2 times 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 30 seconds pause, and then we are going to do it again. Again, this is just to further increase your readiness to perform 100% jumps. This is like a transition from the warm-up to the main part, but it is like already increasing your velocity and probably your jump height. So 3 seconds, 2, 1. Again, 14 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, again, 30 seconds pause. What we are going to do next is we are going to, from here to there, 5 times 6 maximum long jumps. Sorry for the background noise, but I have to do it because it's probably going to rain this evening, and I have to do this exercise because I'm doing the jump height training as well. So 5 times 6 maximum long jumps, just 100% short pause, and then the same thing back. You are going to see what I'm meaning. So 3 seconds, and we are going to jump from here as far as we can to there. Ready? 6 jumps and then 1 minute pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one. 6. Okay, 1 minute pause. Calm down, but keep moving. Do not get your muscles too cold. The important thing here is not only the jumping, but also the landing. It's really important that you land smooth. Don't land too hard, because your joints will regret this later. So always smooth movements, land as deep as you can, and then always also control your landing. You don't want to do any maximum movements where your movements aren't 100% controlled. Okay, I think it's 10 seconds until the minute is over. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, 6 jumps, maximum jumps. 1, and always control your landing. 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one. 6. Okay, again 1 minute pause. 2 out of 5 rounds already done. Again, today we are going to do 4 exercises, 4 different exercises. This one is probably the most exhausting one. Okay, 10 seconds left. Get into your position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more gone. 5, last one, and 6. Okay, 2 more rounds. Again, if it's not demanding enough, decrease the pause time. If it's too exhausting, increase the pause time. Just pause between my exercises and start whenever you are ready to. 30 seconds. And I didn't mention it yet in this video, if there's any pain in your knees, in your ankles, in your back, anywhere, stop the training, pause the training, and continue whenever you don't have any pain, because we really don't want any injuries. Okay, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one, and 6. Okay, I'm already feeling it in my muscles. 1 minute pause, and then last round for this exercise. The last ones are going to be a bit more plyometric, a bit less maximum force, but a bit more velocity. As always, if there are any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I'm always glad to answer them if I can. I don't know everything, but I'm trying my best to answer all your questions. 20 seconds left. Keep moving a bit around so your muscles don't get too cold. 10 seconds, and then we are going to start the last round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 more jumps, let's go. 1, 2, 3, still control your landing, 100% control. 4, 2 more. 5, last one. 6, well done. 1 minute pause. 1 minute pause, and then we are going to do the lateral jumps over the barrier. So get your barrier ready, if you have like 2 bottles, or as I have 2 cones, then place them right next to each other, so basically you can see it like 1 foot distance, and it's like maybe 1 6-pack of water or something like that. You can also just use 1 cone and then just jump sideways. Just the sideways movement is the important movement. Okay, so I'm ready. 10 seconds if you're ready. We are going to do 2 times 15 jumps over the barrier. So once we are going to start from the left, and once we are going to start from the right. So let's start here. Of course, you can also jump behind the ones, but it's important 100% up and just a little bit to the side. Let's go. 15 jumps. 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 15. Okay. Again, 1 minute pause. I'm coming a bit closer because of the background noise. Sorry for that. And for the next round, we are going to start from the other side. Again, 1 more. 15 jumps, 15 lateral jumps. Go 100% up as high as you can every single jump, but it must not be uncontrolled. It has to be very much in your control how you jump and how you land, because we really want to avoid any injury. 20 seconds left, and then we are going to start the last round of this exercise. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 15 jumps. 13, 14, and 15. Very well done. Again, 1 minute pause for the next exercise. You can remove your barrier. We don't need this anymore. You can remove it. So, last exercise, 40 seconds left before we started, is 5 times 6 double leg hops. So just jump as high as you can, 6 times, as quick as you can, as high as you can. 30 seconds pause, and then we are done with today's exercise. Very well done until now. 20 seconds left before this round starts. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6 times as high as you can. Okay, 30 seconds pause. This is going to be really quick jumps, really quick pause. $50 seconds, 15 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 4, 5, 6. Okay, again, 30 seconds. 2 out of 5 already done. You're doing really well. I can feel it. I can already feel it in my muscles. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 5 and 6. Okay, again, 30 seconds. What is important here for this exercise is that you keep the amount of time that you spend on the ground as low as possible. So really quick movements as fast as you can and get up. It's a plyometric exercise. You have to do maximum velocity. Okay, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 30 seconds pause, and then the last round. Okay, come on, push yourself. It's the last round. Just 6 more jumps, not too hard. 10 seconds left. Let's go. Push yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Good job, everybody. Well done. And let's head to the cool down. Okay, very well done. You deserved the cool down. We are going to use the foam roll to roll over our leg muscles to decrease the delayed onset of muscle soreness, also called DOMS. So we are going to roll over each muscle 30 seconds twice. I'm going to keep track of the time. You just have to follow my instructions and do whatever I do, and then you are completely fine. It's going to take around 6 to 10 minutes, and then you are done for today's training session. So let's go. We are going to start with the front side of our upper leg muscle, so the quadriceps, and let's just go. The important thing is that you are only going into a kind of feel-good pain, so just roll up and down on your muscle on your thigh for 30 seconds. I'm going to keep track of the time. It's 5 more seconds, and then we are going to just go to the outside of our upper leg muscle, and we are going to do the same thing there. Really important, don't go all in. It doesn't have to be as much pain as possible. It just has to be a kind of feel-good pain to stretch your, or not to loosen your muscles, that's the word. And 3 more seconds, and then we are going to go to the back of the muscle and just rotate. And now you're going to do the back part of the upper leg muscle. Here you can do a little bit more weight on your leg, because those muscles are usually not that stiff. It's again 10 seconds left, and then we are going to do the back side of our lower leg. 3 seconds left, and just go to your lower leg and do the same thing here. After that, we are just going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, 10 seconds left. Here you can just rotate your leg a bit to the left and to the right, so you are going to get every muscle. And now the same thing for the other leg. Start with the front side of your upper leg. Just put as much pressure on it as you want. Again, it has to be a feel-good pain, and don't forget to breathe, relax. Okay, now rotate to the outside. I'm going to switch a little bit here because I want to face towards the camera. Go to the outside and do the same thing here. Just relax, breathe in, breathe out, relax your muscles as good as possible. 3 more seconds, and then we are going to do the back side Okay, rotate to the back side of the muscle. And same thing here. Slowly roll forward and backward. You can tilt your leg a little bit to the left, to the right, as you want, as it feels good for you. It really has to be kind of feel good pain, as I already said. But you shouldn't just roll without feeling anything. 3 more seconds and then we are going to do the lower part of our leg again. Same thing here. Again, rotate a little bit to the left, rotate a little bit to the right, so you get every part of your muscle down there. You can put a little bit pressure, a little bit more pressure on your legs. Okay, very well. And now the same thing again for the first leg. So just rotate to the front upper part of your leg. Do it slowly. Shift a little bit to the left or to the right, and then do the same thing. Okay, 2 more seconds and then we are going to rotate to the outside. If you are still in here, it is really important that you are doing this, because otherwise I'm sure you are going to have some muscle pain tomorrow, and we really don't want this, because if you have DOMS the next day, then you did too much of training and you overused your muscles, and we don't want that. Okay, 2 more seconds and let's shift to the back of your leg. Of course, you can do many more things to cool down. You can roll over the inner part of your upper leg. You can do your bottom, your buttocks, and you can roll on your back as you wish. You can do lots of things. You can also stretch if it feels a bit better. And again, now we are going to rotate to the upper leg. Again, shift a little bit outward, shift a little bit inward, as you feel good, as it feels good for you. The important thing about cool down is that you're kind of relaxing and feeling good after it. Your muscles should be relaxed. Okay, rotate to the other leg. Same thing here. We are again going to start with the front side of our upper leg. Rotate a little bit inwards. You can again put a little bit more pressure by not putting your other leg on the ground, or not putting any leg on the ground, but that's a little bit too much, at least for me. I don't know how you feel about this. Okay, 1 more second and rotate to the outside. This is usually the most painful. And again, if you're a beginner to foam rolling, just put very low amounts of pressure on your muscles, because we don't want them to tighten because there's too much pain, because that's basically the exact opposite of what we want our muscles to do. Okay, 2 more seconds and let's go to the back part of our upper leg. 1 more minute and then that's it. And again, don't forget to breathe. Really well done. This training session is almost done. I hope that you enjoyed it. Last switch to your lower leg muscle. Really well done. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this training, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see the next videos, if you aren't already done with all my training videos, please leave a subscription. If you have like any wishes on any new training plans, let me know in the comments below. So 3 more seconds, and that's it. So that's it for today. Really well done. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye.